Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I wanted to share two dreams with you all. One dream I had on September the 27th, and the second dream I had early this morning. So I'm going to be looking down to share with you all what's on my journal for the dream on September 27th. So in this dream, I dreamt that I saw Obama, and I knew he was about to change into something else. All I can say to you all was when I saw him, it was just annoying in my spirit that he was about to change, and I felt fear. And so when I had that knowing, I would see myself in different scenes. It seemed like I would see myself trying to escape, and then it would change into another scene where I'm trying to escape, like out of a window. Like sometimes when I'm dreaming, I can walk through walls, or I can fly through the smallest holes. Like if it's a hole in the ceiling, I can just look at that hole and I'm literally out of that hole. I know that sounds weird, but that's kind of how my dreams do sometimes. Or I can look at a window and I can just look at it and I know that I'm about to go through the window. So it just kept switching like that. I would see myself in different places where I'm trying to escape. And so after that, the next scene was I was trying to get to this meeting, and I knew the meeting was being held by Obama. It wasn't so much that I wanted to go to see him, but I knew there was going to be important information that was going to be talked about that I knew I needed to be privy to. So the next scene, I remember trying to attend this meeting, and for whatever reason, it seemed like it took forever for me to make this meeting. And I saw a cousin of mine who I knew at the time knew who Obama was, but for whatever reason, after her meeting him and attending this meeting, her views changed. And she just seemed to be just so excited in meeting him, and she was just giving him all these praises. And I asked her, I was like, why are you acting like this towards Obama when you know who he is? And she was like, oh, that was before I met him. He's really a good person. And I just remember telling her it's his charisma that has deceived you. And so after that, I finally made the meeting, but it was right at the tail end of it. And I remember Obama was standing in front of everybody, and he was also surrounded by all of these men. They look like very well-known businessmen. And it was then made known that these were world leaders that he had gathered for this meeting. And it was then later made known that he was preparing for his 12 apostles. Yeah, you heard me correctly. That was exactly what was made known to me in this dream. That he was preparing for his 12 apostles. Now, when I woke up from this dream, before I woke up, the dream changed again, or the scene changed again. And it showed me, it kind of looked like a store of some sort. And I'm walking in this store, and I happened to see Obama like on the opposite end of this same alleyway that I was standing in. And I just remember he just looked very furious. Like I could tell he was very angry with me. And he started coming close to me, and he immediately grabbed my right hand, and he started to like bite it. But before he could, I remember I started speaking to him. And I was saying something along the lines of, Jesus is my God. I don't fear you. Jesus is with me. Jesus protects me. I was saying things like that. And then I started speaking in my prayer language. And I remember he became even more furious, and he grabbed my right hand again. And he was acting as if he was about to bite down on it. And I started to speak again in my prayer language, and I don't know what I was saying, but I knew he knew what I was saying, and he finally let go of my hand, and that's when I woke up. So you guys, I'm not going to give too much of what I think, but I do want to say that I think it's very telling that I would see Obama gathering many people as far as world leaders, that he's gathering world leaders, and that it was also made known that he was preparing for his 12 apostles. Now, here's my thing. And the reason why I don't want to put too much emphasis on my thoughts is because I don't fully understand all of what I saw, but I do want to share what I believe is significant with what I was shown. What is very clear to me is when it comes to the Antichrist, he is going to mimic everything that Jesus did in the earth. We know that when Jesus was walking this earth, he taught many people, and there was a select few that he chose to walk beside him, to teach, to instruct, and those were his disciples, his apostles. And the purpose behind him choosing these 12 was because he knew that there was going to come a time when he was going to have to leave, where he was not going to be here. And so everything that he taught to these 12 apostles, they will be able to go forth and spread the good news, spread the message, spread the wisdom that they were very fortunate and blessed to be able to receive firsthand from Jesus. So when you look at the Antichrist, he's going to mimic everything that Jesus did when he was in the earth. So it wasn't strange to me that it would be made known to me that Satan was preparing for his 12 apostles, because I understand how the enemy mimics what God does. And so I found this to be very telling of what the agendas are and how they're preparing, because I've already seen how they have been preparing for the Antichrist to rise. And I've also been seeing the moves that they've been making in trying to make this time now. When you look at the apostles, like I said earlier, they went forth and they spread the knowledge that was given to them by the Lord. So when you look at these 12 apostles that Obama is preparing for, he's wanting to influence a group of people, a group of world leaders that will go forth and do the work, spread the information, spread whatever it is that he's wanting them to do. And we know that's not good, right? So I just feel that this was, to me, very telling. And also for Obama to attack my right hand. And I tell y'all a lot that when I'm having these prophetic dreams, the Lord is always allowing me to experience power in my right hand. And I understand that my right hand represents authority. It represents the authority that God has given me to do whatever it is he's having me to do. And because Satan hates that, he tried to attack that authority. But because my spirit was speaking, although I don't know what I was saying, my spirit knew what it was saying, and he knew what I was saying. Because of who I am and because I am protected, he could not attack my authority, because what God gives you, Satan can't do anything about it. Who you are, Satan can't do nothing about it. He can try to stop it, but whatever God has purposed, Satan can't touch that. He can't. So I just thought this was a very fascinating dream, because again, it was showing a meeting being conducted of world leaders by, the meeting was conducted by Obama, gathering world leaders, and it was made known that Obama was preparing for his 12 apostles. This dream I had, the second dream I had this morning, very interesting dream, I will say. Basically, I remember I was entering into this open space. I was outside and I was confronted by someone that I know, and they were telling me that there was something that I needed to see. And once she said that, it was like I went into this, it almost looked like a vision, like I was being led into a vision. And as I was watching, I saw a body of water, And I saw this man standing on this boat. It was a small boat just coming down this water, like a like a sea or ocean, but it was a small, it wasn't a big body of water. So I'm seeing this man, and he's dressed in a British attire, so I knew he was British. And it was also made known to me that he was a king. So I'm seeing him standing on this boat. There was like a tall pole or something that was affixed inside the boat. So his hand was holding on, and his leg was kind of propped it up, you know, like he was just casually just standing as he got to this certain point. So when the boat landed in front of me, or was positioned in front of me, they couldn't see me. Nobody could see me because I'm in this vision, right? So I'm seeing everything, but they couldn't see me. And I see this beautiful woman step onto this boat. And I knew that the woman had came from where I was, which was the United States. And it was a beautiful woman who was helped onto this boat. But when the boat appeared in front of me, the boat became huge, almost like a ship. And it was very lavish, like it represented wealth. And so when I saw the woman get onto the boat, the scene changed. And all of a sudden, now I'm kind of fixated from like a heavenly position. I'm kind of looking from a high place, and I'm looking out. And I'm seeing that the environment looks almost black and white, like you're watching a black and white movie. Everything was black and white. And I happened to look up into the heavens to my right, and it's like a story is kind of playing out. I see this same woman who climbed onto this boat, but it showed what happened after she came back. And when I saw her, her face, her countenance looked as one who was broken. And I knew that this British king had taken of this woman to use her for a certain purpose. I knew he was using her, but she didn't know that she was being used. And so as a result, she was broken. And all of a sudden, I started seeing these flashes of thunder and lightning in the heavens, and the clouds start to get extremely dark, and there was so much turbulence, and it was like the smoke was thick, like it was black, thick smoke. And I started seeing flashes of this woman. I could see her face, and it was like she was showing an emotion of crying out, like screaming. And the expression on her face was one of rage. Like there was so much rage in her face. And then it will flash, and it will look more like a skeletal type of demonic face, and then it will flash back to her. Like it kept doing that off and on. And it was made known to me that the image that I was seeing, because at the beginning I didn't see who this woman was, because I saw her from behind walking onto this boat. But when I started seeing her image flash in the heavens, I saw that it was Tyra Banks. And so after that, I knew that I was going to have to go into this land. Because remember, I'm looking over this land, and the land just looks dead. Like there's no life, which was why I believe it was depicted as black and white. There was no color. Everything was just representing death. And if I felt fear too, like I could feel fear, like this was a very terrifying place to be. But as I was standing in the heavens, or positioned in the heavens looking, I knew, I remember looking up at the heavens, and I said, okay, I'm ready. I think I said, okay, Lord, I'm ready. As soon as I said, okay, Lord, I'm ready, I immediately started flying into the areas. And I started, as I'm flying like this, I'm flying, and I'm just looking from side to side, and I just start speaking in my prayer language. And even though, again, I didn't know what I was saying, I knew that what I was saying was going to change the conditions of what it was looking like. And so after that scene, it was like I saw people trying to get away, because whatever that condition represented that I just came from, that the Lord instructed me to pray, people were very fearful. And so they were trying to find a way to get out. And I remember seeing Don Lemon Yeah, Don Lemon from CNN. I saw him, and it was made known that he was supposed to report on the news something. Because Don Lemon did not do it at the exact time he was supposed to, it caused the whole plan to backfire. So I thought that was interesting, that because I've never dreamt of Don Lemon, and I saw him, so I knew it was very specific that the Lord would show me him. But again, it was made known that Don Lemon knew what the plan was, but he did not go according to plan. He was supposed to say something on the news at the exact same time that the plan had went into effect, and for whatever reason he waited later, and that caused the plan to backfire. After that scene, I saw a YouTube channel, and it was like it only showed me that the channel was live streamed, and there were comments just going crazy. Like I could see like people in the comment section was just going crazy. Like it was a lot of people, and it showed me that briefly. And then after that, it was like it showed me waking up from this dream that I just shared with y'all inside the dream. So as I'm waking up, I'm looking at the TV screen and I'm seeing my own channel, my YouTube channel, and I see that I'm supposed to be going live at 6 o'clock. But everybody is in the comment section like trying to figure out, where's Veronica? Where's Veronica? What's happening? Are we still doing a live? Like it was a lot of people commenting. And I remember when I woke up, I looked at the clock and it was 6:23, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm late. And I knew that if I didn't get on, and if I didn't get on the live stream before 6:30, the live stream was going to end and I was going to have to start all over again. And so basically it showed me just taking a long time to get up out of the bed because I was so tired. Finally, when I got up, it was 6:30, so it stopped the live stream. And right before I woke up from this dream, it showed me starting the live stream over because I knew I needed to share this dream, which is the dream that I'm sharing right now. So that was what I dreamt. Now, you guys, I thought this was a very interesting dream because I've never, to my recollection, ever dreamt anything pertaining to Britain or a British person. But for me to see this British man, and I knew he was British because, like I've expressed to you guys before, a lot of times when I'm in dreams or visions, the Lord is already downloading to me what I'm seeing, what I need to know. And so as I'm seeing this man on this boat, he had British attire on, and I knew he was British, and I knew he was a king. Now, I found it interesting that this woman that went on his boat, the woman that he came for, was Tyra Banks. And here's the thing. I also, and I forgot to say this, number one, I knew this king wanted this woman in particular because she was very beautiful. That was also made very known to me. She was beautiful. Not only was this woman representing beauty, but she also represented someone from America. Okay. Now for this woman to end up being Tyra Banks, we know that Tyra Banks is a very beautiful woman, and she also had the show America's Next Top Model, right? So that was also another indication of America beauty. Now, I thought was very interesting that Tyra last name is Banks. I don't know if that has anything to do with it either. But I just thought this was interesting too, because what was very clear to me was whatever transpired between this American woman with this British king, it caused this woman to be broken, to become broken. So although it showed it to me as a physical type of situation, I feel that it has so many layers to this. I feel that this could represent something pertaining to America being broken by, in some kind of way by Britain. It definitely showed that there was a plan to begin with, because it was made known to me that this king set out for this woman because she was beautiful. So there was an agenda there. And then it was later discovered that Don Lemon, who represents news media and also represents one of the media outlets who is very biased, and for him to be privy of this agenda that was at play, he caused the whole plan to backfire because he did not do it the way he was told to do it. So that within itself reveals that there is a hidden agenda. Now, I did find it interesting too that here it is, I saw different news media outlets. You had CNN, which was Don Lemon. You had the other YouTube channel, which I told you, I saw just a brief glimpse that I could hear him talking on his live stream, and I could see the chats just going crazy. And this particular person, he does talk a lot about news. So he does a lot of alternative news commentary as well. And then you have my YouTube channel, which God also leads me to share news as well, but with a godly perspective. So here it is, you have three different, you know what I'm saying, varieties of ways that people are getting news. And it's kind of like showing which format, you know, I'm not going to say that, but I'll just say that I didn't find that to be a coincidence. Now, to me, for me to see the rage going on in the heavens with this woman, it showed to me that there had to be some type of just disruption as it pertains to America that will cause that type of rage and that type of anger. Because it was like America, if you will, was deceived. America suffered the repercussions of trusting Britain, or this British king, and that was the effect. And for me to see the landmass, or the land itself, looking dead, looking like there was no life, it almost feels like the beauty was kind of sucked out of America. Because when you look at the woman being broken, it was a representation of America being broken, being stricken or stripped of its beauty. And so for the Lord to have me pray, like I'm literally flying, even though I felt the fear because this place felt very fearful, the Lord had me soaring through this land, speaking in the Holy Spirit. And I knew that what the Lord was having me do was change the environment by my prayers, which I know the Lord is showing me that not only do I need to intercede, but we all need to be interceding for America. I don't know fully the interpretation, but these are my thoughts. And I feel like I'm onto something with this. Again, I don't find it to be a coincidence that I'm dreaming about a British king. I don't feel it's a coincidence that once his small boat landed right where he was about to pick up the woman who represents America, his boat became huge, expressing wealth, great wealth. And then as a result of this relationship, or this connection between himself and the woman from America, it turned into, or it became a brokenness that came forth, where the woman was broken, and in turn this woman was enraged by her experience. And so pray on this, but I did feel very much led to share this. Like I said, I had this dream this morning, and I'm still praying on the understanding. I feel to some degree I have a good foundation, but I do feel there's more to it. If you guys have any thoughts on this, you can definitely feel free to leave it down below in the comment section. But you guys, we really need to pray for America. I still believe, yes, I still believe that this is the year of the turnaround. We're still seeing God turn a lot of things around. I may not have been talking a lot of the other things that I'm seeing, but God has been turning a lot of things around still. And we cannot forget that. I also want to say that America has seen this many times in its history. It's just, this is the first time that we're seeing these things in our lifetime. America has gone through 2 wars, a Great Depression, and so many other things. And I know it's easy for people to say, oh, well, this is what all of this is going to come to. This is what all of this means. This is why we're seeing all of this. You know, it's easy to say that, but the thing is, America has been the place that God chose to bring forth his word, to, you know, be the place where he would use many people to spread his good news. And I know that God is still doing that. He's still using many people, even today. And so I just believe that we have to make sure that we're seeing everything correctly and not get caught up in the doom and gloom messages. Yes, America is in very serious times, but America has seen this many times. And God was able to bring America back to where it needed to be. And he can do that again. And he will do that again. I do believe that there is coming a time when America will fall. I just don't believe that time is now. And you know, it's very interesting too that I would even have this dream today, not even knowing that today is Yom Kippur. And so it makes so much sense that I would see myself soaring through this place, this desolate place, this broken place, which was representing America. And God was instructing me to pray. And that's what we do during Yom Kippur. It's a time of prayer. It's a time of repentance. And it's all preparing for the new year, Rosh Hashanah. So although I was not aware of this, laying my head down at night or last night, for me to wake up and find out today was Yom Kippur, it was just very telling to me, the timing of all of this. So I believe the Lord is instructing us to pray. And the Lord is really also instructing us to pray for this nation. So I love you all. Again, if you have anything to share or to contribute, please feel free to do so down below. And I want to leave you all with this song.
America, God shed